professionals all over the country. Next, please. All major enterprise organizations in capital markets, commodity markets. In Chocolates, today live on only 1% of the total saving of the Indian population. If that would go to 2%, with the same amount of FI that we have, you can well imagine what it is. It gives you a lot of career opportunities to work capital markets. People ask me how to win in the capital market. I only say that capital markets are like oceans, and oceans offer opportunities for four kind of people. The people that deep sea fishing or who want to go for diamonds, sailing, boating, life. Same is the case with capital markets. Choose your course, have a go. Thank you.
Thank you. Such a senior merchant banker and personally done so well. I hope we can open the session now for Q&A. You can ask your questions, you have doubts, and anything related to your entrepreneurial journey which has just started. Right? We have Professor Sharma also here. And later on we can also one-on-one interact with Mr. Chawla for a few minutes, exchange notes. Please, you can go ahead.
There's value education. So, I mean, what exactly, I didn't get what exactly is discussed in the whole thing? And you said there's a trainer who comes for.
See, value education would mean ethics, respect for property, respect for people, customer before you think about yourself. So actually all lessons are based on your own value system. Can you get over your ego? It only helps you to be a better person, not only professional. So I think we have always said that our training programs are not meant for organization development. They are meant for human development. And I don't mind if people leave the organization next day. In fact, many number of times people come and tell me, sir, if somebody leaves, then he will take over the data. He has lots of data. I said, no, I'll gift it to him on the exit interview myself. Doesn't matter to, pick it from somewhere and be tagged as somebody who's robbed me. I didn't teach him that. I taught him to be honest with himself and to the organization and to the competitors. And even if I give him the data, how does it work with him? Will he be able to build the same trust between him and the customer? I don't know. And we will not succeed. We also get a lot of people in the interviews. Sir, I can come from this company, I'll give you data of 10,000. I'm not really impressed. If somebody can do business, he can do business from scratch. If somebody even has data, he doesn't know how to do business, he will mess that up. Because once you start telling lies, then you will always find excuses with yourself. Be straightforward. Done a mistake, do that mistake. But if you do not, in our business especially, in the type of business that is done by some competitors, where they have relationship managers, they have targets for the day to have so much of brokerage, they would actually play a lot of accounts and there are a lot of litigation that happen. But if you train on people not to do it, you are at least not eroding somebody's heart. That's very important. Today, you can actually have a lot of brokerage which is equal to the loss of capital every day. आपने 10 लाख दिया, आपने 10 लाख, एक महीने में 1 लाख तीनों को डालो, 3 लाख रुपए। You not mind, but what happens in the company? So we are in the business of adding value to your life and your wealth, not erode that. We may be wrong, but that's how we are doing this.
I have a question. Sorry, this question has been asked to me by a lot of members by me, by giving a intensive time. That what are the key points a company should look into while they sell their stakes? While they sell their stakes, somebody comes to buy stakes in their company. What are the key factors?
See, the first thing is that why do you want to sell your stake? The first question is why.
To generate the cash flow and to add
this will be addressed different ways. let's say you are already valued at high, the valuation of the good, right? And then you want to sell, it could be for cash. But suppose the valuation is very average, where do you let it sell?
But still there is a, sometimes for a startup I am talking about, that there is a kind of deadlock, okay? You
What I'm
have
saying,
done a
that
reasonably
this
well.
answer can only be given when you give me a specific. Startups. The startups would always have to take smart. Suppose even if you're coming from a rich family and you have set up a business and you don't need cash, you should still take cash from somebody who's smart, not from your father. Because that money will not teach you anything. When we need a good investor who is actually going to advise you on business decision making, modeling, or taking it forward, or networking, I can give you a very small example, I'm not naming the company. It's a pharma company which was doing okay, but they wanted to scale up from X to 5X, right? Now they were finding it very difficult to get good R&D jobs. So what they did was they placed some money, they borrowed some money from private equity guys. The first condition was, can you tie up for us a good R&D course? They said yes, the best in the world. Because we know them and they trust us that we will now invest in the R&D. People don't trust you that you will take an R&D guy, not invest in the R&D, and he is all passionate. So if you are talking to the right guy and you're getting money, then you are actually not getting the money, you're getting all his network into the system. So the startup you must, but how much and when is the main big important? Because 90% of the businesses fail because of that. The wrong relationship. And there are unthinkable people in that business also. So as an entrepreneur, when you're getting into any relationship with any stakeholder, maybe vendor, maybe a Sambila, or an investor, you have to be very cautious. You can take as much advice as you have people around you. That's what I'm saying. In the beginning I said, how much time can you spend in building your network? Even before you start a business. Because whom do you talk to, whom do you trust? You don't know. Only when you meet people like in this forum, and then you start understanding who is who, go and meet him in personal time, then you will understand what this guy is about. And you must read a lot of books on negotiation. Because there are fine tips available to you. How should you negotiate? When should you negotiate? What time should be invested for you and the other guy? Which helps you.
My question specifically relates to the time when the company decided to have these channel partners, and most of the expansion did were like outside the company after right in front of capital basis. And obviously these people are not organically within the company. Is there somewhere those thoughts were in the mind of 6 people that you are losing control, if not in terms of decodizing, but giving your brand name to outside channel partners?
You're right, good question.
And
Even
if
today,
I could just add to the SSK model which you talked about the company, if I got it right, though it was a bit different, they lost control in terms of decodizing because they gave the stake to PE managers. But there is a similarity. You also lost control and they also lost control. You didn't lose control in terms of your decodizing, but you definitely gave your brand image, whether they could culturally fit with your organization. So there are similarities in both terms, if I am right. Because all those channel partners probably generate their own profits. If I put in mind how your business model works. So in terms of losing control, was it something, playing on the
I think when we are partnering with somebody, the average ratio is 72 in a way. Right? Now that's not a challenge. That should be 75, 25 or 60, 40 or 50. Because what they are also 50 or yes, you're right. That what happens to my image if I'm giving this? See, when you're building on business and you're new, you can't really have a choice. Right? But as you evolve, as I said, my 80% of the partners are actually chosen and converted from the existing broking system. And that is where I change my mix. Still, I have 27% of people who would may not be as, the same kind of frame of mind or same background or the people inside or would do damage to my case. But I don't lose control. Reason? I am only giving a system which is seamless, right? I can only risk my money that they default. I trust them that this money will come tomorrow because if you go to the bottom today and money comes tomorrow. And it may not come and the value goes down. It happened. 2008 January 21st is a classic case where almost all the partners had cleaned their books because most of the customers had lost valuations and there was some financing happened and something enforcement. Now that was a choice for us that whether we square all positions or we wait for the it is square, we lose X amount, more than us, all our partners, major partners use the network. Because we have an empty from them, we can report on the customer base. Sometimes we have a check, we have something directly also. Now that doesn't go good. But we as a company rolled over all positions. We do so. I say, you go and decide alone. You want a good customer. How we share this data? You go and fix a drum sheet with the customer. They will share later, we decide. I don't know. And I don't know. But if I give him only that person who pay, he is unable to fix it. The competition of high volume customers, HNI customers for low volume is immense, very intense. There, if you put that everything will be decided in the HO, or I will decide everything. This is a partner that decides. How many times will you go wrong? How many times can you cheat you? There are relationships also. How many times can you cheat us? You come to know.
Our perspective. So you have been into this for decades and you have very good experience in you started up your own company and then you to the level that you are today. So my question is, if I had to ask you to pick one or two from the most important traits of a person to be successful as an entrepreneur, what do you think those would be for?
I think I listed some of them there, but okay, let's go to this. This is something that I call it reiterate and reiterate. There was no better. How much? I read something today morning and I'm just waiting to share with all friends. Very simple thing. If you want to send your CV elsewhere in the world for whatever reason, be for a PE fund, be for admission overseas, be careful. These guys are checking you out on the social network. So what you write on your blogs, what you tweet is important and nobody realizes it. But I learned it today. It is a week. Now this side, but if you don't read, how do you know? I'm applying for a post of a CEO and I'm tweeting something else somewhere else and then check out and I'm gone. The stories in the blog will not be liked. Not it's domain, it's anything that comes. You keep on reading something or which is going to help you be a better person or be a better business. One. Micro planning, we just forget. We said we done the macro on the board level, marginal basic execution is the key. And for success. How? And we also still struggle to find the best way and the partial rituals, whatever we talk. Sometimes it takes months, it doesn't happen. And then technology is the key. I mean, everybody is realizing you can't live with it. But are you getting the latest? That is the way. It will be different in different fields. But in our field, I can talk one about this. What does it mean? Not what does it mean? Build connectivity. That's again the head. Within the domain, outside domain, believe in self. And they care for them. Because if you are not physically fit, you can't give 100%. Lot many people, including me, know to play. I struggle to play, find time to play. But that's part. As you age or even if you are overstressed, you travel a lot, you don't care what happens. You will pick up, you will burn out. The best years in any profession are the last 5 years of the career. Gross sum of your achievements, monetary or otherwise, in the last 5 years is equal to the previous 35 years. You can always check it out. So you continue to live that long with that spirit, only then you can return.
We didn't take much long, but thank you very much. And it's a pleasure always having you here. And I still remember in March, February when I joined TIE, and I interviewed, sir was the first person to interview for TIE Talk in the sector news newspaper. And I asked him that who's your most admirable, you can say, entrepreneur in today's time. He said Mark Zuckerberg. So a man of this stature is admiring somebody who's so young and who's done so well. Means that he is hungry for knowledge still. That is amazing. And I would request Professor B.V. Sharma, he wants to thank you personally. He's come from Amritsar, he's the Director of Global Institute.
I would like to thank him. Take the travel for us.
Thank you very much. Mr. Chawla, dear friends, I along with, I am B.D. Sharma, I am Director Placement in Global Institute, Amritsar. Mr. Vikram Bal, our Placement Officer. The moment we came to know via PTU that a lecture is being organized in Chandigarh on entrepreneurship, and we have also tried up for lectures in our institute. The first thing we did was that let's go and listen to Mr. Chawla. And I'm very happy that a person like Mr. Chawla, he has talked to you, and we are missing such persons in Amritsar. And I normally ask my students, a class of 60, how many of you want to be entrepreneur? Hardly 1 or 2 hands are up. Something very strange that those people who are having very good business in Amritsar, their sons and daughters, they want to do service, they want to go in the job. Perhaps somewhere something is lacking related to entrepreneurship, and I'm very happy that TIE has taken up that step. And today, whatever I have learned, whatever I have seen, and whatever I could get from Mr. Chawla, it's really amazing. And we want such persons to travel around Punjab. At least Punjab and Amritsar, is the hub of Punjab. I wish that you also come to Amritsar. We will look after you whenever Mr. Chawla comes for Tilwenigan lecture, and I hope he won't refuse us. Thank you very much, Mr. Chawla.
All right, that's a nice camera. Here we go. One more. You need to send me this one.
Sure, thank you.
Thank you. No problem. Thank you so much for coming and making that expertise. And I'm preparing on getting this. Okay. And I have his ideas.
I felt sorry for you.
So that whatever events.
Thank you.